buying kids fucking stuff at Foot Locker is expensive.
Yes, it is.
But I'm doing it though. I'm buying her all the Jordans. They're all sold out too. Niggas as a consumer is a motherfucker. Like, we love to consume and buy shit.
I know I do.
Yeah, I know. You gotta sell shit though, son. You know what I mean, dog? I'm playing. I'm fucking with you. We do have to sell shit though. We just have to be the consumer, but you know what I mean.
Can I Kick It Podcast, episode 7, take 1, action.
Didn't you have a board?
Yeah.
What happened to the board?
I forgot my clapper board at home, but thank you. Thank you for bringing that up. I appreciate it.
Welcome to the Can I Kick It Podcast, episode
7.
7. My name is Kenyaga Malali. Production, August.
I go by the name of August James.
You can't see it. It's kind of like a man. Okay, he's really good. What's going on, man? How you been? It's been a couple weeks.
I've been okay, man. How you doing?
Oh, man. So tired. I guess I'm always tired. I feel like I'm always doing something. I don't have any time for myself.
Coincidentally, it's probably because you are always doing something.
That could be.
Yeah.
A lot of people think I'm doing nothing.
I'm not convinced.
Yeah, okay.
I happen to be of the school of thought that thinks you're doing something. Oh, would you look at that? I'm on the camera.
There you are. You can't hide. Well,
you guys get some shoulder today, I guess.
Yeah, that's what's up. Everybody's drinking. Free agency, man.
Yeah.
It's a pretty crazy whirlwind that's going on right now.
Yeah. Every year, even though this year is weird, but every year the season comes to the end and then they shuffle the deck. Deck has just been shuffled.
Yeah.
There's changes I didn't see coming that happened.
Such as?
Chris Paul to the Suns.
Yeah, I thought he would go somewhere.
It makes sense though.
It does. I like that from him though.
Yeah.
I wonder why he wants to go. I wonder what made him want to go there, because that was one of his choices.
It put him in the same situation he was in last year, right?
With some young kids. I thought he wanted to win now. That's what everybody said he wanted to do.
Well, they can win. They didn't lose a game in the bubble. They lost nothing in the bubble.
Fair enough.
And if they had Paul on that team, they couldn't make the playoffs. They were destined to lose if you're going to win all 8 of your games and still not make it.
That's so Phoenix Suns.
Yeah.
Go 8-0 in the bubble, only to not make the playoffs. Like Devin Booker scoring 70, only to get blown out by 20?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was that game against Boston a few years back.
Was it not against Milwaukee?
No. When you dropped 70, it was against Boston.
Okay. Fair enough. You think James Harden goes over to the Brooklyn Nets? I don't think so. Not with the money that they've been spending lately.
I think he stays put.
Trade for him if you're the Raptors?
What's that?
You trade for him if you're the Raptors? It's gotta be a phone call.
I think he stays put.
You like him that much, huh?
I can't believe you actually turned to me and said, "Would you trade for him if you're the Raptors?" Actually, no. Teach his own. I'm not a.
You're not a James Harden fan.
I'm not a James Harden fan.
Why?
Dribble, shoot.
He says he hates that he has to play that way.
His stats say otherwise. And he doesn't have to play that way. He chooses to. Let's be real.
Okay. I mean, it's a maturation of being able to trust your teammates.
He clearly doesn't trust his teammates.
All right. Well, we got. August wants me to do this within 25 minutes. I talk too much. It's my problem.
That's not a problem. It's just...
It's not fundamentally sound.
Just stick with the program.
Yeah. Okay, I kind of want to talk about this. I really do want to talk about free agency and the Raptors pickups. But quickly, Fred VanVleet had an interview with JJ Redick, his podcast, whatever it's called.
I
The old guys.
don't remember what the name is.
Neither do I. Just know JJ Redick does it. JJ, just so you know, we watch it because you're famous and you have like inside scoops and you ask players things that we don't think about. It's not because of the name, JJ. Nobody remembers the name of your podcast at all. Nobody remembers.
It's called the JJ Redick Show.
Is it?
I think. Let's just go with that.
That's cool.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was.
You didn't even research it, did you? You have a laptop right there. You could have checked it.
I could.
See, we don't care, JJ. We don't care. Nobody cares. We just watch it because you're famous. It's not because you've done anything, amazing except score a lot of 3-pointers, JJ. Anyways, Fred was saying a couple things. He was saying, one, I think he mentioned there was something we were just talking about. Damn it! I wish I could rewind right now.
If you had to bet on what the name of JJ Redick's podcast is, what would you think it is?
Oh.
Yep, you guessed it. The Old Man and the Three.
JJ's a weirdo, but he's hilarious. So.
He is.
He's fucking hilarious.
Yes. But back to you.
I was saying something about this which pertained exactly to this Fred VanVleet. What were we talking about a minute ago? Do you remember?
Well, clearly it has to do with him resigning. Oh, no. You were bringing up what he mentioned on the JJ Redick podcast.
I was going to bring up what it was something we were saying before that. Anyways, I thought it was a pretty good interview because, Fred talked about a lot of stuff, money, right? And how he never planned to be not working this year. And it started getting me thinking, it's millionaires probably spend like millionaires. He's probably got employees that he's got to fucking account for, you know what I mean? Right? Job security probably a lot that depends on Fred playing basketball.
Yeah, I can see that.
Apart from his own home endeavors and whatever other little businesses he's got going on. Right? But it was just it was such an eye-opening interview. Even into free agency, I want to get paid, but it won't give the team, because the way it is this year, it won't give the team time to shit about. He talked about being in the right situation and how the right situation may not necessarily, he was saying if Kyle Lowry plays for another 4 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
He would, and then retired after that, Lowry would be 38 and he'd be going into his second contract right now. Because, he's so young.
Yeah, he just turned 26.
Right.
He'd be going into his pivotal contract. Yeah. I say pivotal because it's typically the contract that decides whether you're going to make huge money for your career or not. The one where you're 30 or 31. That's the contract you'd be going into.
Your prime.
Yeah. Your prime technically is the contract before. This contract is what he's being paid for his prime. Okay. The next contract is what he's being paid as a vet.
Okay.
Right? If he's still performing at a high level, then he's still going to command something like max dollars, although I don't see that happening for him.
So,
I'll put it this way. This contract that he's getting right now is the contract that they pay you based on what they think you're going to be.
Yes.
The next contract is the one where they pay you based on what you've done.
Yeah, okay. Well, he kind of got paid on what he's done. He went from $1 million a year to $20 million.
True, but they're paying him now based on what they think he's going to be on the next 4 years.
Ain't that always the case?
Really.
All right.
A lot of players get paid, there's a lot of big names that just get that money based on their name.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So do you think it was worth it? You think the $85 million was worth it? You think he overpaid?
No. I think that's market value right there.
Right. Okay.
I'm happy with it.
What he was saying, I digress to this point, was that, Lowry could be up in 4 years, right? And then he'd be coming on to this contract based on what he's done. And that could still be the perfect time for him to step into a leadership role as maybe running the team all the way by himself. Either way, I don't think it's a bad thing that you found a way to have him and Lowry together for another year. Right? And I do like this Malachi Flynn that they pulled up. I wonder if his compete level, because I think that's what it comes down to. his compete level, will it be as high as Fred? And because he's gonna have some work cut out from him in practice.
Well, he's gonna absorb. He's gonna learn from Fred and Kyle. Not bad people to learn from. And then I have no doubt he's gonna spend time, based on what we've seen in the past. He's gonna spend time with Raptors 905.
Yeah.
The Raptors do it right when it comes to their rookies. Typically, unless they're an undrafted free agent, they don't just come in and start playing.
No, he's going to get some time in the 905, but from what I can see, he's going to destroy a lot of people in the 905. But that kid can score.
Good.
Right?
Because if he's destroying people in the 905, that's going to lend to his confidence. I'd rather him be confident doing that than sitting on the end of the bench saying, "Put me in, coach."
You think Terrence Davis is gone?
No.
I don't think Terrence Davis and Norman Powell see the end of the year in a Raptors uniform.
Maybe. I mean, the whole thing about Terrence Davis is we don't know what he's done yet. Like, we don't know
what he's capable of. He's gonna have some.
No, I'm talking about his off-court issues.
Yeah. I don't think everybody wants to think that that's as important. And not to say that domestic violence against women is not important. I did say that. Said that because it is. We should address it at every corner we can. But it's not stopping this kid's career.
So, when it comes down to it with Terrence Davis, what I'm thinking is this is the year. It's very possible he's gone by the end of the season. But this is the year where we witnessed the jump. He was a rookie. He was learning the league last year. Now, if he makes a jump, one of two things can happen. Either the Raptors evaluate him and say, wow, he's doing better than we expected, and we don't project that he's going to still be sustaining this level. So let's sell high.
Yes.
Or B, the coaching staff see him and they say, wow, we got something here. This is going to be a part of our future. He's blue chip stock. We're going to hold on to him.
Well, it sets up a pretty damn competitive environment, right? Because if you think about it, you've got Lowry and Fred going at this Flynn and Terrence Davis combo, all day long. And from what I can tell, watching Terrence, he does play with a bit of a chip on his shoulder. He is emotional, you know what I mean? So I can see that coming out of practice. And this Johnny Flynn kid reminds me a lot of Fred.
Malachi Flynn.
Sorry. You got to give this organization credit, right? And even the way this is what I was saying before. In that podcast, Fred's the way that quarantine is and the way that the NBA kind of is right now, with the quick turnaround time coming back to free agency and getting back to the regular season, which is in a couple of days.
Podcasting 101. Turn your phone off.
Yeah. Nothing's going on. I'm sorry. It's not,
I'm messing with you, obviously. Yeah.
And I just appreciate the fact, if you really take a look at the professionalism through that whole organization, the Raptors, where Fred is able to come out in public and say, it's not going to give the team time to shit about. They're going to have to come with a proper offer. You know what I mean? Some teams, because they've got egos in the front office, would take that personal, and that's a problem. I was seeing how this Washington Wizards GM was mad about John Wall not wearing a shirt and throwing out gang signs. And I thought to myself, first of all, how small-minded of you to have this kid who's been here for years and maybe has been injury-prone but has basically stood by this franchise for years, and then for you to be upset that he's in a picture living his own fucking life the way that he wants to, you know what I mean, without pressing any girls or without getting into any other trouble. You can call it gang signs or whatever you want, but that's coming from a old white man to a young black man. That's a very small-minded thing, I think, to say. But for Fred to be able to come out and say, whatever, just talk stark. Hey, no bullshit from the organization. They have to come with the proper money. They can't fuck about. You know what I mean? And for the organization to be like, yeah, he said that, and yeah, he's right, and not have any personal egos at the top, I think shows just how well-oiled this machine is. Fred also talks about it's one little thing. He's like, once he won that championship, he could understand that it was one little thing and you can see it where they went wrong because it's small things. Oh, is it team chemistry? Are they having problems with this coach? And that's the opportunity that you capitalize on to get through game sevens and things like that. It's those little things. You know what I mean? Mm. And I think he even mentioned that talent right now makes up for a lot of that. Talent right now allows you to surpass fucking up on those little things. But for an organization like the Raptors, like he said, he was mad as shit when DeMar got traded. You know what I mean? Everybody was mad as shit. Here comes Kawhi. This guy doesn't hang out with you like DeMar does. Just clocks in and clocks out. You're with him for the year. You're winning games. But, you know, through the whole playoffs, like, you know, he's talking about how the trust between them and him grew. Mm-hmm. And, like, you see it in the Milwaukee series. You see it in the Golden State series. Mm-hmm. Right? So, I think... did I go on a rant? I went on a rant.
So
either way, I'm just like, it was really an insightful thing to listen to that interview. It was a really great interview. JJ did a great job on whatever the name of his show is. I'm kidding, JJ. The old guy, the three. Old guy, the three. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like JJ.
I already forgot the name. It's the old man and the three.
Yeah, old man. The old guy, the old man. The old man and the three. I got enough love for you, JJ. I just got other things going on in my life. I just type in JJ Redick podcast and you come up. Yeah, that's what I need. So, but it was incredibly insightful. Is all I'm saying. Like into championship runs and just how well oiled the Raptors are as an organization, and like the chess games that Masai must be playing with these people in his head. To draft another point guard, but then sign Fred to 85. You have Kyle leaving next year, so basically you're looking at. I mean, Kyle's not leaving, but probably.
I don't think Kyle's leaving.
You think he retires here?
I think Kyle retires a Raptor.
So what is he signing for?
I think his next contract is not going to be in the $30-something million range. It's like Serge. Serge just went from being paid, what was it, 20-something mil to now he's making 19 over 2.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think it's a business, and I think these players and their agents understand that revenues are going down drastically.
It's interesting to
Montrezl Harrell signs for 2 years.
Don't even get me started on that deal. 6th man of the year. When's the last time a 6th man of the year has signed that type of contract?
Yeah, but there's no money. I think that's what it comes down to.
Maybe there's no money.
Revenue is what drives the salary cap, and we know the salary cap, even though it's not going down this year, it should go down. There's no revenue. Okay,
this is what I mean about well-oiled machine, right? You have companies like Tim Hortons that get employees, or like the bank, right? You start as a teller, high turnover rate, right? You come in, you work, you're out in 2 years, you go find something else, you find your love in your career. When you really love the bank, you stay, okay? Which is fine. Then there's companies that you start from the ground up, like, I don't know, Jimmy's Coffee. Maybe you're a CEO or whatever by now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you've built it from the ground up. I find with a lot of these teams, like the Clippers are now that big chain. The fucking Brooklyn Nets are that right now.
Yeah.
The Lakers are that. High turnover rate. Guys signing for money that they aren't even, like, either not worth or they're worth. You know what I'm saying? You got, how many people did you get? You got Dennis Schroeder. You got Montrezl Harrell.
Yeah. It's just plug and play with the Lakers, right?
Yeah.
It's like last year. You have LeBron. You have AD,
and then you plug
and then you take the best of what's left. You just slap them together and hope to win a championship.
Which is two things, right? Okay, I hate that type of superstar because it's boring to me. But I will say this: it does show how good that LeBron James is. That you just plug pieces interchangeably with him, and he'll make it work in a way by the time the season's over, right? Two, the other way, you know, when I look at it, is just, hey, man.
I'm listening.
They also seem to require a lot of fucking high draft picks. Whether or not you're successful right now, but you're a high draft pick, we knew you were a high draft pick, you're capable, we'll plug you. You know what I mean? Which it's genius GMing because you find a lot of fucking diamonds in the rough. You know what I mean? Like Dennis Schroeder on that team. Let's see how that works. I don't like the way that ball dominant scoring guards, and he's not as good as Kyrie. I don't know about the way that they play alongside LeBron. It didn't work for Deion Waiters. It didn't work for J.R. Smith. It didn't work for Derrick Rose, really. It barely worked for D-Wade that time. I got 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? Barely worked for D-Wade that time. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. You know, it's a very good team as it stands right now on paper.
Yeah.
And Serge does. I like Serge playing alongside Kawhi better than Montrezl Harrell. I don't like him playing alongside Lou Will. I would dump that as soon as I possibly could if I was the Clippers. And I would find some sort of point guard to run the second unit. George Hill, anybody. But I don't like Serge Ibaka playing alongside Lou Williams. Lou Williams is a very run and gun and lob, and Serge is now a pick and pop and a defensive guy. So I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, that was my long rant.
No, it's not a rant. Serge is a screen and roll player. That screen and roll with Lowry was deadly last year in the regular season.
I wish they would have kept him for this Malachi Flynn character because he's very good at the pick and roll.
I would have liked. I don't know what the Raptors plan to do outside of re-signing Fred, because the only big deal we've heard about earlier in the week, we heard about. I was a little annoyed, but Stanley Johnson to me is not a piece of the Raptors' future. I would have been like,
yeah, so hard.
Yeah, I would have been like, oh yeah, he opted in, but I would have been like, I would have hoped that he'd go elsewhere, so you can bring in somebody else.
He needs to hire a trainer.
Who's Stanley Johnson?
Yeah, I don't know who he's training with in the summer, but like I watched him in college and high school, and he has the tools. Strong, he had a handle. He saw the floor pretty well.
Wasn't he a lottery pick coming out of Arizona?
I think he went number 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he has the tools. I just don't know if it's in confidence or it's just in the wrong system. Like now that you're getting so much information from players, like there's so much that goes into the development of the player, right? You know.
Yeah, let me ask you a question. I don't know if that was the specific question, but you asked me what shocked me in free agency. I came up with Chris Paul to Phoenix. What shocked you?
I think Drew Holiday to Milwaukee shocked me a little bit.
That wasn't really free agency, but yeah, that shocked me also.
And James Harden turned down that $50,000.
Oh, the
yeah,
$103 million over 2 seasons.
Yeah, like
$50
him
million
turning
a
that
year.
down. Like I was like, okay, so where do you want to go? Channing Frye. I like Channing Frye.
Yeah.
Channing Frye says if he wants to win, Toronto is the place for him to go. Channing Frye, who's not given the Raptors a lot of respect over the years, being on those LeBron teams. That's right.
Yeah, Channing Frye and who's the other one in the press?
Richard Hamilton.
Richard Jefferson.
Richard Jefferson. Yeah.
That guy gives us no respect unless he's on.
Unless he's not when he's not on the Cavs, he gives us respect. But like I've heard interviews with him too, where he says, "Hey, like you know." Like they were a tough team, they beat us, but like just in the playoffs, they didn't have it. Like it's so simple. It's the small things, man. DeMar not playing defense, which was crazy. Fred VanVleet telling that story about how DeMar got traded. He's like Knicks telling DeMar how we're gonna challenge DeMar to play defense. He's gonna be a better 3-point shooter, and then just stop a call.
Yeah, but you know what? I get it.
Do you think DeMar could have been a good defender? Do you think it was possible? Do you think if we had kept DeMar, that
do you think he's a good defender now?
No. Do you think that's coaching, or do you think that's just he's an idiot? No, he's not.
It has nothing.
Maybe DeMar was his. I like DeMar a lot. Like
I don't think that has anything to do with being an idiot. Maybe he's just not meant to be a good defender.
Yeah, but like I've seen him play good defense.
Yeah, we see a lot of people play good defense, right?
Like J.R. Smith wasn't a good defender.
It's a question of consistency.
Yeah.
J.R. Smith
was a good defender in Cleveland and nowhere else, really. But he had the tools the whole time.
J.R. Smith, nothing about J.R. Smith says consistency to me. Right?
I get it, but
like even off the court, seems like the model person, but every other day you know something's gonna happen.
Well, he doesn't. He likes to play.
Either it's him, and actually I was with him on this. Even if it's him beating on people that are vandalizing his truck.
Maybe I'm of a mind state now where like for that I do the Karen thing. I'll just call the cop. How the fuck am I going outside?
But then there's he goes to the bubble and immediately goes on live.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
within within hours of him getting there, and he's finally back in the league. They're giving him a chance.
He
Clearly,
didn't even play.
LeBron is sticking out your neck for you to have a chance, and you're going into the bubble with your live showing off everything in the bubble and just making it look like
Yeah, but
everything.
why not? I feel like J.R. Smith caught more heat for that than he deserved.
No, I think he caught just as much heat as he deserved. Because
What? They're just throwing the food and the stuff, man.
That's true. This is true. But the thing is, you're J.R. Smith. It's like, let's go back in the day. It's like you're Meta World Peace. And
yeah, but the NBA does this all the time. They pick a whipping boy. It's like back in the day, you were Iverson, and then later on, you find out that you whatever the culture. Listen, all I'm saying is, DeMar has the ability to be a good defender, and maybe we should look at bringing him back. You know,
maybe.
That's my hot take. After all the free agency talk and the praise, that's my hot take. But anyways, it's time. I'm pretty sure I've gone over it. So we'll see you next week. That was a good episode. I mean, yeah, we went on for a little bit long, but that was a good episode.
It's free agents.
Don't give me that look from over there.
What's that? I didn't give you no look.
They can't see. If I see you,
actually, I'm on this camera.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I chop that out.
Give me a look. Because, anyways, even if you chop it up, you can't chop out that I said they give me a look. Can I Kick It? Episode 7. It's good to see you guys. We'll be back next week with another one, and we're carrying into the season, so we'll see how that goes. My man August?
That's me.
Peace. Don't look so there to be August. They pretend to like my humor. I think we're still recording somewhere.